What up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Tony Harvin Network. I greet everybody upon this evening. You know what I mean? This here is another video of Let's Talk About It. You know what I mean? Question and answers. Feel free to ask anything. You know what I mean? Don't mean that I'm going to answer them um, to your fullest extent. Excuse me right quick. We got a phone call. Shout out to everybody, you know, in the chat room who's going to join us live now in the middle. And those who want to catch it when it uploads to YouTube. Definitely appreciate y'all. We're not here to violate any type of community guidelines, any type of copyright infringement at all. You know what I mean? What's up to all my moderators out there in general? Definitely appreciate y'all work for the most part. You know, so what's up to Shelly House? Shout out to you. Hope all is well at Shelly House. What's up to Kenny Ross? What's up to Marlon? What's up to Michelle, Tasha? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. You know what I mean? Let me see something. Right quick. You got to forgive me. I see. What's up to Priscilla? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. You got to excuse me for a second. You know, I don't know why people, you know, always trying to call me when I get on here, man. And, you know, at the end of the day, definitely got to respond to my daughter. You know what I mean? So just bear with me right quick. You know, we're gonna get to it for the most part. All right. I'm back. I'm back. Y'all got to forgive me for that one. You know. So Marlon, you says good evening, brother. Could you pray for me? Could you pray for my ex-wife Jennifer? She's in the hospital. Could you pray for me, my health, and that I could find a job unemployed? Could you pray for my daughters as well? For sure. Much prayers. You know what I mean? In my time of prayers, you know, I definitely, you know, will include that in my prayers. All right. All right. Kenny Ross. What up, Kenny Ross? You said, good evening, hope all is well. What advice could you give me as far as learning to let go of trauma from the past? I'm 41 and I still find myself crying, wishing my mom could love me more. Wow. That's some deep stuff right there. You know what I mean? That's some deep stuff. And I know a lot of people deal with trauma from the past. You know what I mean? I mean, me personally, I haven't, you know, walked in those shoes for the most part. So hopefully, you know, if anybody on here, you know, has some advice about that, who have similar experiences and things like that. But for the most part, you know, we definitely got to keep in prayer. We definitely got to fast and really keep our mind on the Lord for the most part. You know what I mean? And you know, it's sad that a lot of people gotta, you know, go through certain situations. You know what I mean, from the past for the most part. You know, and I know a lot of people deal with mental health based upon some things from the past, you know. What's up to Priscilla? G Money, what up? Hope all is well. What's up to Austin? He says, I'm struggling with my faith and holiness. Please pray for me. Will do. What's up to Delroy? Shout out to you and Maxwell. Marlon says, greetings. I think I read that. You say you work in construction. You said, and pray for my health and my kids. And I don't know how to pronounce that name. Listen, you're definitely included in my prayers. You know, in my time of prayer, for the most part. You know what I mean? Construction. What's up to Paris? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. What's up to David B? Hope all is well. You work in construction or have worked in construction. Did you ever think about, you know, going into another field? You know what I mean? Besides construction. You know, I know construction can pay, you know, good money, or whatever the case may be, but sometimes, you know, it could be risky, you know, in the construction field, or whatever the case may be. And I'm not knocking people who work in construction. It's a great field. You know, a lot of us, you know, like me, as far as like it's in the trucking business, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? The trucking industry, if one loses a job, you know, it's easy to find a job like the same day. You know what I mean? If one has clean CDL, clean driving record, listen, you're bound to find a job ASAP. You know what I mean? But I don't know how it works in construction as far as like looking for work for the most part, but I do know about truck driving. You know what I mean? That's one thing I do know about. All right, Levy said, what's going on? Really been struggling with getting into cybersecurity. Did you go to school for it? Did you take a trade for it? What? You know what I mean? Or you have those credentials as far as like a degree or something like that, and it's tough to get employment in that area. Let me know. All right. JS says, you said, any advice to heterosexual men in their early 20s? Why you got to put heterosexual? Huh? I don't know how to take that. I know you mean straight, but keep your mind on the Lord. You know what I mean? Stay straight. That's my advice. Stay straight. You know? And stay out of trouble. Stay away from negative people. That's for sure. Keep your mind on the Lord first. What's up to Mr. McCraney? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. At Mr. McCraney. Concordance needed says, Happy New Moon Day. It's all in the blood and name of Yeshua. Okay? What's your point? This ain't no sermon. All right, now what? Okay, you wrote that. You said it's judgment time. Okay, now what? Let me know. What's supposed to happen now at Concordance? I don't get it. You know what I mean? All right. EFP Media, shout out to you. EFP Media, shout out to you. You know? What's up to Shelly House? You says I work. you says I work in the medical field for 45 years, and I'm thinking about returning to work to give me something to do. 45 years, decent time. The medical field, I know one has to have serious patience to deal with certain kinds of people. Me personally, I couldn't do the medical field. That ain't for me. I don't have the patience, and I don't like to deal with individuals. You know what I mean? So shout out to all the people who's in the medical field. You hear me? I've never seen so many people depressed in a long time. A lot of people around me are so depressed, and I pray God will bring peace to their mind. Let us all pray for each other at this time. What? I mean, if you're talking about in general, as far as like, you know, including y'all in my prayers, I'll do that. You know what I mean? That I'll do. And I definitely everybody when I'm in my praying time. If you're talking about like let's pray now, let me know what you mean, Delroy. You know, what's up, the Levy? Shout out to you. You says currently working. Sometimes people can pray in their mind also. I think when I shake certain people's hands, and I don't shake too many hands. When I'm shaking a hand, I'm saying a prayer in my mind also. I mean, I remember in a false church I was in, and they used to have these false prophets. And I used to, I don't trust this person. He used to want a handshake. I'd be praying as I'm shaking the hand. They don't even know it. You know what I mean? EFP. Let me see something right quick. I'm going to get at you in a bit at EFP. Right fast. Bear with me. The kiddies is trying to text me and stuff like that and call me. And, got to hit them back. EFP, you wrote, what's the most ridiculous thing you believed as a kid? Oh, man. That's a good question. Of course, a lot of us may say Santa Claus. We call him Satan Claus. The Tooth Fairy. Now that we think about it, the Tooth Fairy. The Easter Bunny. You know what I mean? I used to think, the little troll dogs, when the commercial used to come on, I was a kid. So my mother used to take us to this place called Journal Square in Jersey City. A little shopping area in Jersey City. And it was a stand out there that had troll dogs. And the commercial says if you rub on it and you wish for something, it would happen. So I wanted some McDonald's one day when I was about, 4 or 5. And I sure rubbed on that troll dog. And I thought it was going to happen. My heart was broken that my mother did not buy me no McDonald's that day. That's when McDonald's was McDonald's. It was good. I don't know this McDonald's in these days, man. Make your stomach hurt and make you throw up and all that other stuff. But back when I was 4 and 5, McDonald's was good food. But I didn't get McDonald's that day. So that's what I used to believe, that those little troll dolls, if you make a wish, it would happen. No. You know what I mean? So I'd say that. Okay, not a problem at Delray Clark. I got you. I got you for sure. See some deleted comments. We see some deleted comments. Your jokes is corny, man, honestly. G Money says, did you hear about how Sexy Red made a mockery of Martin Luther King and his holiday? If so, what are your thoughts on someone respecting such an iconic figure like King, who fought for our civil rights? Sexy Red, Martin Luther King. Are you talking about, let me put this picture up. You talking about this picture right here? Are you talking about this? Let me know if you're talking about that picture. At G Money. Let me know. and I'll get to it. What's up to you? Hope all is well. What's up to Roxanne? Uh-oh! I don't really want to answer that question. I don't really want to answer that. I don't really want to answer that question. But I'm going to say 10. Age 10. You know, age. And I really thought I was going to marry that girl too. I really thought I was. You know what I mean? For sure. Age 10 to that question. You know, but when you're young, you don't know better, whatever the case may be. You understand? And, you know, of course, you're a young boy, and, you know, I saw her around, and she was cool. I ain't gonna lie, she was cool. I ain't gonna put a name out here, you know, nothing like that. And hey, things happen. 10 years old. And then later on down in life, we actually started talking again, probably in my late 20s, I believe. I think my late 20s or something like that. You know what I mean? But I was immature kind of for the most part, you know? So I knew her since I was 10, and being that I was immature, I couldn't get it together. You know what I mean? So that's, you know, I don't think back to it, whatever the case may be, but, you know, hey, we live and we learn. We live and we learn. You know? All right? Shelly House says, did you all see the list of stores they want people to ban and not buy from? No, I didn't see that one. Paris says, I thought sea monkeys was real. Robertstein says, when I was a child, McDonald's didn't exist. We either had home cooked or cafe burgers. Wow. Cafe burgers. Nothing wrong with cafe burgers. You know, we had it, you know, chicken spot, Chinese place, McDonald's, all that. You know what I mean? Where we was at. You know? All right. Aaron Michael says, did you move to North Carolina because the property is cheaper than New Jersey? That's a good question right there. That's a good question. Well, at the time coming to North Carolina, you know, it wasn't more so of, you know, properties or whatever the case may be. I will say that there's a lot of construction going on. You know, deliver a lot of that lumber and stuff like that across Charlotte and, you know, the Morrisville and Huntersville and all that other stuff. There's a lot of building going on. But the properties out here, it is cheaper. It is in New Jersey. Is the quality is better, you know, because if you see a house in New Jersey, it might have been built in like 1920 or something like that, and they selling it for like $400K. You know what I mean? Or if you go to Jersey City, I think in North Bergen, Odell Beckham, he lived over there in North Bergen, New Jersey at one point, where he played for the Giants, and his house was like a couple of $1 million. And I'm looking at this like, dude, you could get something in North Carolina or somewhere else. I understand he was in New York, but something like that in North Carolina, in North Bergen, you get something like that for about $600K down here. So a lot of parts of New Jersey is overpriced. You know what I mean? A lot of that stuff. He's selling beat up houses for $1 million. This is why a lot of people from New Jersey is coming out here. I know sometimes I want to go back to New Jersey. I wouldn't go to North Jersey. I'd probably stay in the Willingboro area, Burlington area, whereas though it's kind of somewhat like North Carolina as far as like the properties and stuff like that, you know, for the most part. But it is better pay in New Jersey, better as far as like employment wise. For example, the average, let's just say, you may see a job out here for Amazon, $13 an hour. You go to Jersey, it's probably like 18, 19. Not saying I work for Amazon, but I'm just giving an example. But the properties are better in North Carolina. You know what I mean? What's up to Ernest Beard? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. What's up to Khadijah Reeves? Genesis says, peace, my mother married my father when they first met, but got remarried after they divorced, and he's still living. If her now husband passes away, am I to help in it or no? What you mean help? I don't get it. You said help in it or no? I don't understand the last part at Genesis. Robertstein says, cafe burgers was the best. Wonderful. What's up to Rashida? Shout out to you. Shelly House says, back in our days, we would take a matchbook tip and use it to make a tattoo on your arm. Huh. Wow. Some people used to burn a pen. What else they used to do? I forgot. I think it was something like, scraping your arm or something like that, with like a safety pen or a thread pen, a thread needle or something like that. They used to do that to their arms. All right? G Money said yes, but it's what she said and what she did. I think she ended up apologizing to the family. I thought it was a more vulgar picture. You would have to read the story in order to form an opinion. Let me look it up. Let me see. See if I can find something. Well, she deleted the post. That's what they're saying. Let me see. I was trying to find a post, but she put some of that foolishness stuff up there. It's sad that some parents allow their kids to listen to Sexy Red. Why some of these parents allow children to listen to Sexy Red and quote her lyrics and dance like her? Huh? Why? They think it's fun and games. They think it's cute because they got their little 5-year-old dancing to a Sexy Red song. You know what I mean? What's wrong with these parents in these days? You know what I mean? What's wrong? You wonder sometimes, and some of those parents are dancing with the 5-year-old girl. Some of the parents are twerking they're teaching their children to twerk. 5 years old. 5. You know what I mean? And they think it's cute. EFP says, what's the strangest thing y'all ever seen someone do in public? Strange? Well, if you in New Jersey, if you was from North or Jersey City, or if you from New York, you done see some strange stuff. Bronx, Brooklyn, Harlem, Queens. You done see some strange stuff. You know what I mean? Well, strange. I'm trying to think back. I wouldn't say strange. These people get beat up outside. You hear people get shot. And it's been so long. It's been so long. I seen a woman about 4 weeks ago kissing on a dog. You understand? I'm walking out the door and I just looked. I said, look at this nasty thing. She stopped her car a little bit and started kissing the dog. It just caught me off guard, like, look at this foolishness. And then last week, I'm clocking out. So I gotta go through the Lowe's store to clock out. Not clock out, but to put my stuff back. And they allowed to bring animals in. And some man was rubbing a dog and kissing on it. Nasty. You know what I mean? If I had my computer, I'd have hit my soundbite. You nasty thing. I said, what's wrong with these people? You feel comfortable with kissing on a dog? Filthy mouth. I don't know about these folks in the South. You know what I mean? I don't know about y'all. Y'all kind of strange, you know. Y'all kind of strange. Y'all eating raccoons and possums and kissing on dogs, you know, tonguing dogs down. I mean, that was just horrible. You know what I mean? All right. Clorox says, is intimate separation a result of healthy understanding that those people are meant for each other, or rather a product of lack of relationship, intellect, and communication? Well, I mean, hey, man, sometimes two people need to be separated. Some people need a breather. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure we all been in a situation where as though we may be courting, or some people are married on here. You know, just like, man, I'm getting tired of this. I'm getting tired of her. You know what I mean? I need to stay away from her for a couple of days. I don't want to text her. I don't want to call her. Let me delete her pictures out of my phone. You understand? I don't want to see those pictures. You know? You understand? Sometimes it's like that. A couple of days pass. You know? Man, I miss her. You understand? I'm trying not to text her, but I miss her. Sometimes it could be like that. You know what I mean? A lot of times, man, hey, get to stepping. Bye. You know? It could be a variety of reasons. What's up to Eric? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Genesis says, if he passes and they ask for me to help with the funeral, I meant to say. Help with the funeral as far as like expenses. I mean, that's up to you. You know, maybe if you want to, you know, be generous and be a cheerful giver, I mean, that's on you. You know what I mean? But me personally, I ain't helping that out. I ain't helping that out. You know what I mean? That's just me. No. I ain't helping that. What's up to Cynthia Davenport? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Let me see what this person is talking about. I can't see my chat room now. Where is it? There you go, right there. What's up to Mr. Hebrew? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Henry Ross, what up? Did you hear about the plane that went down in D.C.? Everybody on alive. You know, what's up to Mr. Ham? You said you got some gold when it comes to the TLG videos. Appreciate that, man. You know, I still got some in the stash that I ain't put out. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's on my other computer. I got to try to fix that up. Put some more out, some throwbacks. You know? Appreciate that. Henry Ross says about the DC plane crash. I heard about it. I was going to talk about it, but it's unfortunate, you know, and that's just crazy. It's like, what is a helicopter doing in the area where planes are trying to land? And a military helicopter at that. What are you doing in the area? Do you have any other place to go train something? You know what I mean? Why would the military helicopter be in an area where planes are landing? Wow. That's crazy. This is why I don't like airplanes. I don't like airplanes. You know what I mean? I've been on an airplane 3 times in my life. First time I was a kid, I wasn't too, you know, focused on it. But the second time to Miami and the third time to Vegas, I didn't like it. I don't like airplanes at all. And me hearing about that, this is why I like driving. If I got to go to California, most likely I'm going to drive there. You know, because I do not want to be on a plane and, you know, situations happen. I don't like airplanes, you know. But it's crazy. I seen the video also of the helicopter colliding with the aircraft and stuff like that. No survivors, none. What a way to go out. What a way to go out. Wow. So a lot of them probably didn't even know that was going to happen. Probably was looked out your phone and boom, you're gone. That's crazy. That's crazy. See, Money said the parents are kids themselves in the mind. They think they are teenagers, which few may be. They need help. It's sad. If they are a parent, they need to conduct themselves like one and accordingly. Absolutely. Shelley House says, do you feel that these times are getting bad? We should protect ourselves, especially if we are a single woman. Protection. Protection. My thing is, I believe women should know something as far as like self-defense. That's what I believe. I think somebody came on here a while ago speaking about, we wrestle not against flesh and blood and all this other stuff over righteous people. You know what I mean? But we know that there are a lot of single women out here, a lot of single mothers, and then who they deal with creeps. There's a bunch of creeps out here, whether it's creeps at your job, creeps when you're walking home, or getting out your car to go in the house. There's creeps all over the place when you go into the supermarket, especially if you work in the office. And you got your boss, harassing you, or you got a worker always around you, and you don't want to be bothered by this fella. They may try something. If you know a little something to get yourself out of it, as far as like, not in a way of wanting to kill somebody, no. But, I would recommend a sister, if she goes to church, to speak to a minister about certain things they can protect themselves with. You know what I mean? Because here it is. Listen, I can't say nothing because where I work, truck driving, and I go into these woods where bears and stuff is at, and people got houses being built, and I got to drop lumber off. I got to drop shingles off. I'm out here, I think it was yesterday? Something like that. I'm in the mountains somewhere in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. All the way in the mountains in a tractor trailer. If I had my tripod, I would have live streamed it. You know what I mean? I'm saying to myself, man ain't got no place being in here. So I believe, me personally, I believe a person should know something about self-protection. Not to kill somebody, but to at least subdue them or get away from them, especially females. Because there's a lot of creeps out here. There's a lot. Right? But if you're talking about like a firearm, let me know. What's up to Drago? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. What's up to Roxanne? You say you're from New York City. Shout out to New York City. Hope all is well. At Roxanne. All right. Eric said, it's sad I heard 60 people got unalived. Probably a little over. Cece says, so you will not travel by air. Well, if I have no choice but to travel by air, I would. Like, I want to go to Jamaica one day. You know what I'm saying? I can't drive there. I would have to fly by air or drive to the end parts of Florida. Hopefully they gonna have crews that go there. What's up to Mercy Carr? Shout out to you. Shelly House says, I don't like to fly either and have to take something before I get on. Rashida says, yeah, these times are indeed getting bad, and we definitely have to stay prayed up. EFP says, got to take a chance every day, even when with driving. Never know when your day is your last. Never know when your day is your last day. Excuse me. It's tough to sound dark, but it's real life. Absolutely. Absolutely right. Priscilla says, this is why we have to stay in prayer, because we all have to go someday. My condolences to the families. What's up, New York TV? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Giovanni said, did you hear about the NBA talking about shortening the game and speeding it up because the ratings are in the tank? They are looking to shorten the shot clock and perhaps reduce the minutes played. Wow. I mean, me personally, I don't watch basketball. You know, I watch little highlights or listen to little things like Stephen A. Smith. You know, little stuff I may listen to. Shannon Sharp, whatever. But I'm not caught up in the NBA like how it was before. You know what I mean? It just don't feel the same. You know, Michael Jordan's not here. Scottie Pippen is not here. Rasheed Wallace is not here. Kobe Bryant is not here. Allen Iverson is not here. Ray Allen is not here. Antoine Walker is not there. Paul Pierce is not there. Kevin Garnett. You know what I mean? When Vince Carter was Vince Carter. You know what I mean? We had Vince Carter going to the Rucker. You know what I mean? When you had Kobe Bryant going to the Rucker. These folks ain't doing anything like that no more. No way. I think Kevin Durant's me still playing the Rucker a little bit. But how Kobe Bryant went to the Rucker, ain't like that no more. You know what I mean? But I don't watch basketball like that anymore. You know? He says, do you think Billy Carson is going to recognize Christ, that the Bible is real and Christ is God, after the podcast with his friend and the Christian guy you wrote at BXB? I don't know anything about that to really respond on it. Billy Carson, the name sounds familiar, but what actually happened? Robertstein says, a walking cane or a stick is not considered a weapon, but I will use it as a weapon. Henry Ross says, what do you think Dump is doing in his 100 days in office? A bunch of nothing. You know what I mean? Just, okay, we're gonna get the ICE people to get these immigrants, shut down TikTok. I mean, I don't really see him doing anything helpful for the most part, honestly. You know what I mean? It's just a bunch of pump fakes. That's it to me. What's up to Repent, Pray, Read TV? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Aaron Michael says, are you going to be on tonight? No, This is tonight. Once I'm done with this, that's it. That is it. Shelly House says, I would love to take a cruise because I love water. Yeah, the cruise back in 2014, I believe. Left from Miami, Florida, went to Belize. We went to Mexico. Did we go to Honduras? Let me see. Honduras. Yeah, we went to Honduras, Belize. Did we go to Guatemala? We might have, but that's the area I was at on the cruise. You know, I mean, it was some good food. All you could eat all day. It could be 2 in the morning. Hey, listen, you order something. I was getting chicken wraps. You know, you could eat that all day. They bring it to you all day. Like all day, all day. You understand? If it's included in your package deal. What's up to Cynthia Davenport? He says, I'm from New York, A train to Far Rockaway. I'm a single older mother. I do have a back. Far Rockaway, the A train. I used to take the A train to Brooklyn when I was a teenager. You know, coming from Jersey City, take the PAB train to Manhattan. I used to take it to 14th Street. Yep. Take it to 14th Street and then take the A train to Brooklyn, Fulton Street, to the record store. You know? And yeah, it could be dangerous for a woman out there, especially at certain times. You know? What's up to Cali Boy? Shout out to you. You says, greetings, Brother T. What's up, brother? I pray that all is well. Peace and blessings, my bro. Appreciate that. Right back at you. For sure. Let me see. You said, how about Larry Bird? I mean, Larry Bird was good. You know, Larry Bird was good. You know what I mean? Magic Johnson, Horace Grant, you know what I mean? B.J. Armstrong, you know, all those from the early 90s. Dennis Rodman, Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, Dr. J, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you know, Wilt Chamberlain, you know what I mean? All of them was good. All of them. G Money says, go to Jamaica. I think I shared with you before that it is an excellent place to visit. The food is awesome. He says, I too fear taking flights, but I have to for my job at times. Go to Jamaica, Tony, pray. I'll think about it. G Money says, you're right about the NBA changing. I like my Detroit Pistons back in the day when they had Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Vinny Cunningham, Bill Laimbeer, and Rick Hamilton. What's up to Anthony Nelson? Shout out to you. Shelly House says, on my first cruise, they greeted me with a drink called Bahama Mama, and I thought it was a fruit punch, and it got me seasick. Wow. Wow. Henry Ross says, do you think everybody or at least one person even watched PJ on the tubes before going down in that plane yesterday? That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, they could watch PJ, but, you know, I wouldn't say that would save him. I don't mean to laugh at that, but, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Because, you know, we don't know if they was, you know, Christians or anything like that. They just say there was some figure skaters. You know what I mean? So I don't know the extent of their lifestyle or how they lived, because they could have been saved. They could have been baptized. They could have been Holy Ghost filled. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Some of them could have been. Some of them could have been True of God followers. I don't know. They didn't give too much details, I mean, on that one. You know? All right. What's up with John Craig? Dennis Rodman, the Worm. Good rebounder. Anthony Nelson says, who is the best boxer of all times? Well, I mean, there's a variety. If you're talking about taking a stand for things in life, people would say Muhammad Ali is the best. If you're talking about business mindset, people would say Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? If you're talking about like flashy and flamboyant, people would say Roy Jones. So, you know, it's all different type of categories. And you got to understand there's different type of weight classes. Because the heavyweights, they mainly punch with power. People in the lower weight classes, they punch with speed. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I mean, I have a lot of favorites. Ali, you had Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson. You had Tommy Hearns. You had Pernell Whitaker. You know what I mean? You had Roberto Duran. You had Floyd Mayweather Sr. You had Roger Mayweather. You even had his other brother. I forgot his name. Jeff Mayweather, who was boxers back then. You even had cat from Jersey City, Mark Liddell, former Jersey City police officer. There's a lot of them out there, even in Philly, where where the truth of God is at, the main temple. Philly has a lot of good boxers. Bernard Hopkins, Demetrius Hopkins, Danny Garcia, Stephen Fulton. Who else is out there from Philly? Hank Lundy. I can't really think of anybody else right now off the top of my head, but it's a lot. It's a lot of good fighters, man. BXB says the Billy Carson situation is too long to text about. When you get a chance, check out Billy Carson conversation with Wes Huff. Maybe you can use the info you gathered towards a conversation on your next live. Lord willing, appreciate that. What up, G Swole? Shout out to you. Hope all is well at G Swole. Get to your comment in a bit. All right. G Swole says, greetings, will you trust working with someone you had a previous issue with, even though you tried to make things cool? Well, it happened before. It happened before. You know what I mean? It happened before. it happened before. 2000 and I think it was 12 or something like that. My youngest son, mother, when we was dealing with each other, and it was a fella who had some choice words, one time, whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I stood for. So I worked at the security company, and I'm sitting here, walking around, doing my rounds, and I had to go to this booth to retrieve something, and lo and behold, I said, huh? You know what I mean? So we kept it cool for the most part. Anybody who matures after a while, light stuff, hey, whatever, let it go. For the most part, we was young kids, or whatever the case may be. It's not that serious, But in general, I wouldn't bring personal issues to the job with another employee. I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? For the most part. All right? So that's just me. I don't have to be buddy with somebody, who happens to come to where I work, or if I run into where they work. You know what I'm saying? And we become on the same, on the same team, whatever. Hey, I'm just gonna keep it business. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what I go to work for. I go to work. We all go to work for what? A paycheck. You know what I mean? For the most part, I don't go to work to make friends, although it could happen. But I don't go to work. I don't go to work for that. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? That person don't sign the checks. The company does. You know what I mean? So that wouldn't be my main focus at the end of the day. John Craig says, I always thought Joe Louis was the greatest boxer. Joe Louis. Anthony Nelson said, what class of boxer are you? Well, if that was to happen, I'd say about super featherweight. Super feather. All right? To answer your question. I try to stay in that range, or lightweight. You said Roy Jones went 10 years undefeated. Eric Rope. CC says, can you believe that they said that Sugar Ray was gay? Well, I never heard of that before. I never heard that one before. What's up, the known unknown? G-Money says, my favorite boxers were Ali and Leonard. Their charisma goes unmatched. They brought style, class, and showmanship. Number one in my book. Wonderful. What's up to Sandra Williams? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Henry Ross says, look up bricks. Look up bricks. What is that? Let's see what you're talking about. What are you talking about at Henry Ross? G Swole says amen to that. On the real, that answer got me feeling inspired to go by that as well. For sure, man. You know, I'm not. If I go to work, even if somebody, you know, you got issues with at work. You know, a lot of people got issues with other people at work. For what? I'm not there for that. I ain't. I mean, I had that situation last year. Was it last year? It might have been. It might have been 2023. Man, he every time I came in, the man was sitting in his truck. I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? He was taking pictures of me. I'm like, what a weirdo. What are you taking pictures for, man? You understand? So I guess he tried to call himself, try to get me fired or something like that. That ain't work. You know what I mean? For what? You ain't gonna get no points for taking pictures of other people when they come in. You know what I mean? So I mean, I still see the guy around. I didn't bring it up. I didn't mention it. For what? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I was put at a better location. You know what I mean? And I'm still there. So people will try to do things to try to get you up out of there because they are jealous of you. You know what I mean? For the most part, and you can't pay it no mind. You know what I mean? What's up to Tyree? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Tyree Lewis. Drago says Roy Jones in his prime, unstoppable. Cece says I know a lot about boxing because my mom had a lot of fight parties when I was young. Cool. EFP says I wish I could be as nonchalant as you. How do you maintain your composure and not sweat stuff? I mean, me personally, even people who know me on the outside of YouTube, you know what I mean? It just don't bother me. It's like, for what? I'm not gonna waste my energy on you know, an individual at all. I'm not gonna waste my time. You know, it's like, for what? I got more important things to worry about. At the end of the day, of course, some people can get under your skin, but people at work don't bother me at all. That's how I look at it as. I'm not here at work, you know, for them or drama or gossip or nonsense. I'm not here for that. I'm not also, when I go to a company, I already have my mindset. This is what I'm here for. I'm here to do a job. You know, I'm here to take the truck, deliver stuff, come back, clock out. I'm out of here. Simple. You know, people can say whatever they want. I don't care. You know what I mean? People try to start conversations. I don't stick around long. You know what I mean? I will literally, if it's time, I will literally walk away. Simple as that. That's just me. You know what I mean? I'm a no type of person too. For the most part. You know? Right? It's just that I just don't be having time for people. Nonsense at the end of the day. I mean, we even see a lot of the nonsense on social media. I mean, if you type in certain things, you see a bunch of material. If you're a YouTuber, you got a bunch of haters and stuff like that. I ain't paying that stuff no mind for what? I mean, what I like watching that stuff. And you got people who have the same principles at work, or family members, or former friends, or people who just want to start stuff. For what? You know, so I won't even, you know, let it bother me or anything. You know what I mean? I don't even think about it. Some people may take social media personal. I don't. Some people let social media bother them. I don't. People talk about you, talk about your family, kids, whatever. I don't care. So what? I don't think about it. You know what I mean? Tyrese says, I'm like that now. It ain't worth the argument. I just let it go and just do my job and go home. Absolutely. G Swole says, I think it's due to me not having a life outside of work. The reason why I take issues with employers personally. Let me reread that. He says, I think it's due to me not having a life outside of work. The reason why I take issues with employers personally. Not having a life, you mean stuff to do? You mean you just work, go home, and that's it? That what you're telling me? You know? All right. Tyrese says, he says, I've been that way when I work, do my job, and leave. Wonderful. Mercy Carr said, that's right. It's no reason they have issues within themselves, and we have to overlook them. That's what I do. Amen to that. Rashida says, wonderful and fairly well, and I can't complain. And thank you for asking as well. You making reference to Drago's comment. Anthony Nelson says, I enjoyed the conversation with the female you had on yesterday. How often do you have females on your show? Well, to my knowledge, there's only been one. To my knowledge, there's only been one co-host. I'm trying to think back to make sure I'm correct. Yeah. There's only been one co-host on here. I never did nothing to my knowledge on the other channel. The idea came one day, you know what I mean? It just came out of nowhere. I have a lot of ideas. So, I mean, we did it twice, and hey, maybe once a month. Start off once a month, see how it is and whatnot, you know? So, it's very interesting to hear a man's point of view, a man's side and a woman's side. You know, we could agree to certain things, or we could disagree to certain things. It's what conversation is about. You know what I mean? For the most part. So that was the second time. You know, so maybe once a month, possibly. We'll see. We'll definitely see for sure. See, money, you said Aaron Pryor, Ernie Schaefer's, and Marvin Hagler were treated badly by media and never was painted a good light. They were underdogs and never given their just due. It is a sport that requires style. Absolutely. G Swole says, I just work out, and go home. My Monday through Friday life. Well, kind of sound like over here. You know what I mean? Besides the kids, besides other things also. But for the most part, you know, I'm a homebody. I try to rest and relax and just chill out for the most part when I can. You know what I mean? I'm not concerned about going out to clubs, going out, hanging out with people. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that stuff. At the end of the day. You know what I mean? That's just me for the most part. You know, this computer stuff and working out keeps me busy, along with the kids and stuff like that. Keeps me busy. You know, but when I didn't have kids at one point, when it was just work, even then, my mindset was still the same. You know? All right? Henry Ross says, what are there to do out there, because everything is going evil? So all you have to do and must do is prepare yourself for the coming of our Lord. Well, there's a lot of positive things to do out here. There's a lot. I don't think somebody is, you know, they wake up and they're praying for 24 hours or however long they stay up and read every day, all day. You know what I mean? Some things out here we could do. I mean, some people in the Bible did things. You understand? Somebody was like a tax collector or something like that. Somebody ran track or something like that in there or something. Somebody help me out. All the Bible people. All the people in the Bible who read the Bible. You know, there's things out here to do. You know, you go walk, you go run, you go exercise. You know, some people go fishing. Some people plant flowers. You know what I mean? Some people make candles, make scents, make, you know, juice and drink juices. You know what I mean? Some people make smell goods, clothing, apparel. Some people draw. Some people cook. Well, a lot of people cook. You go on Facebook, almost everybody's a cook now, making these shorts. You know what I mean? Almost everybody's a cook. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of positive things to do, for sure. Shelly House says, not a dating app. Who are you referring that to? Not a dating app. Cece says, I remember when I was at this one job back in the day, this lady didn't like me because she thought this guy at work liked me. He just wanted one thing, which he was already getting from her. Wow. Wow, the tea. That's spilled tea right there. That's crazy. What's up to Anna? He says, it's amazing when you put God first and you ask for knowledge and understanding. You truly know the purpose of life. I thank God for everything in my life, you wrote. Wonderful. Ruger, he says, all I do in my life is find places to hide. He says, I ain't got no home, no money. I eat what I steal, and I don't talk or look at nobody. Then you the fool. You the dummy. You understand that? You the one that's out there stealing. So you might be reaping what you sown. You know what I mean? Why don't you get up and find a job? How about that? Instead of stealing. Get yourself together at the end of the day. If you thought I was going to talk to you nice, you ain't got no home. Oh my goodness, I'm shocked. You're a grown man. Go find work. You see these people out here, they panhandling. They, get a little change in your pocket. Go buy some clothes for an interview or something like that. Go approach different companies. Are y'all hiring? Are y'all hiring? All these companies out here. You mean to tell me you can't walk in and ask somebody? And get up and find a job. You understand? You're talking about stealing. You keep stealing, somebody ain't going to take it lightly. They're going to steal something from you. And ain't nothing dealing with materialistic things neither. You know what I mean? You definitely will reap what you sow. You keep stealing. You know what I mean? You don't got no home. You don't got no money. All these homeless people out here asking for money. Even if they make $5 a day, at least they could save it up or buy something. There's like places where churches give out free food every day. There's shelters. There's programs. There's now hiring signs all over the place. The problem is these folks, they don't want to work at a McDonald's. How people be homeless and act like they're too good to work at McDonald's? I mean, when I went to McDonald's last year or the year before that with my kids, man standing out there asking for money. Won't you go inside the McDonald's and ask and see if they're hiring? Won't you go do that? These folks be outside these restaurants asking for money, or outside of Walmart, or one other one is Walgreens. Won't you go ask for an application? How about that? That's my new thing when I see those type of people in front of these places. Did you ever think about going in and filling out an application? The thing out here in North Carolina, there be people out there they got their kids out there on the road. They got their kids out there. You know what I mean? Won't you go in and ask for a job application or something like that? Don't you think? If it's a now hiring sign right up here, right here. You want a blessing? Listen, it's right here. But a lot of people is just too lazy. Too lazy. Like this fella. You want to steal or you want to panhandle? I don't get it. What's up to Michael? Shout out to you. So I just want to say thank you for having Captain T on your channel a few days ago. I learned some interesting game pertaining to baptism. Shout out to both of y'all. Appreciate that. And Michael, you know what I mean? We definitely will try to get it back on. We can all have some good old conversation. Sure. What up to Cece says, I didn't know that the lady was talking to the guy at work, but she couldn't stand me why that guy was talking to me. Wow, that's crazy. What's up to V Coleman? Shout out to you. Yo, y'all, it's funny. For sure. Cece says, what I mean is you never know why a person don't get along with you. It could be for the dumbest reasons. Absolutely. You don't even know. You don't even know. You know, some people was upset with people because of the way they look. You know, because of the way they talk, dress. G Swole says, are we allowed to celebrate Valentine's Day as there's no lust involved? Valentine's Day, uh-oh. Wasn't you the one who bought a couple of females some stuff for Valentine's Day before? Valentine's Day. Why can't you buy the woman flowers on a normal day? Just because. Why can't they do that? Why they gotta wait till Valentine's Day to get flowers or a teddy bear or something like that? Why? You know what I mean? To me, I think Valentine's Day has a lot to do with lust, because that's what a lot of men is anticipating. Oh man, if I buy her this $1,000 chain or bracelet, man, she gonna lay it on me. You know what I mean? So why? At the end of the day, at G Swole. EFP says no dating apps, no dating apps. You said, what do I think about homelessness and vaping? What do I think about homelessness? I think some people are lazy. That's what I think. I think some people are lazy who are homeless. They don't want to work. They want to feed and leash off of other people. You know what I mean? There's other people who families who may have given them chances. But it's but so much a family can take. If a family takes you in and you keep disrespecting their place, doing drugs, smoking weed, having sex all day in their house, eating up all their food, and you ain't provide nothing, you ain't helping out with the bills or nothing, and you just lazy, there's gonna be but so much your family's gonna put up with, and they're gonna put you out, and you're gonna be out there on the street. Why? Because you did it yourself. That's what I think about homelessness. There's some people out there because they're lazy. Some people out there because their family gave them chance after chance. Chance after chance. Chance after chance. It's tough love. You know what I mean? Because if by any chance, if I ever allow a family member to stay with me for a little bit of time and they disrespect my place, you got to get out. I don't care where you going. You got to go. Simple. Simple. It's tough love. Tough love. You know? Mercy Carson. Oh, you said vaping. I don't care about that stuff. I don't smoke or anything like that. I don't think anybody should be doing that stuff. Vaping. What's the point? Mercy Carson, that's right. They need to stop now. People is getting upset when they are doing that to them. It's dangerous. Wonderful. Your money said, when you were in the world, just out of curiosity, who were your favorite groups of singers in hip hop? Soul, R&B genre, and pop rock. If you listen to pop rock music of the 80s and 90s. Well, you say when I was in the world, back when I was a DJ, it was mainly like hip hop and R&B. You know what I mean? Of course, you know, the DJs in Jersey, they would take the instrumental and they would take a hip hop instrumental and mix it with a acapella. You know what I mean? So I had no favorites because I was always buying records. You know what I mean? Various artists. You know what I mean? For the most part. You know what I mean? For the DJing part. So I don't have no favorites. I had no favorites at all. You know, I liked it all during that time. Everybody was doing their thing. Um, hmm. Henry Ross says. Henry Ross says, if the Holy Scripture speaks, if a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. Question: can he find her on the apps if it's done right? Well, that's a good question. Well, I'm not here to break down scripture or nothing like that, but it's not recommended to do dating apps. Now, if a person go on a dating app, and I'm not, recommending it, and hey, that's their choice. If they happen to meet somebody, could they meet somebody on a dating app? Yes, they can. You know what I mean? Yes, they can, but they're taking a big risk. For the most part, it's a big risk with everybody in general. You can meet somebody on a dating app, church, Walmart, wherever. For the most part, and if he married her, I mean, it's still honorable, despite what people say. At the end of the day, if a man marry a woman off a dating app, it's still honorable, no matter what people say. For the most part, but it's not recommended. Can this person be equally yoked with the other person? It's a real slim chance when you're dealing with that type of stuff. As y'all gave y'all details on a dating app about 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? But like y'all recommended, no dating apps or whatever the case may be. But if a man in the church is just hard headed and he happens to go on a dating app, meet somebody and marry her, I mean it's nothing nobody could say. Because now that's his wife. Now that's his wife. It's like, now what? You know what I mean? But me personally, I don't recommend, and a lot of y'all don't recommend dating apps. It's not that serious. As far as like, if a person is in desperation. You know what I mean? Especially with those apps y'all was talking about 2 weeks ago. David B says, not everyone that panhandle was truly homeless. I agree with you. I agree. G Swole says, what's your thoughts on the new child tax and male and female law made by Trump? I don't know what it is. I don't know. Child tax law? Donald Trump. What are you talking about at G Swole? What law are you referring to? Let me know. Shelly House says Dunkin' Donuts has signs here that say hiring, but no one will apply. Shelly House says if a man stops by with roses, I can't take them as long as they don't mean. He says I can't take them as long as they don't mean love. Anthony Nelson says if you are mentally disabled and cannot work, apply for your SSI and SSDI and work part-time like myself, but don't sit around and do nothing. He says nothing from nothing leaves nothing. V. Coleman, you said I don't feel sorry for young men is out there in the streets when there's a lot of jobs out here and saying that they can't find none. It's not a such thing. You can't find a job. Jobs out here. Henry Ross said, what do you think Dump should do with them homeless folk? Well, it seems like he's focused on immigrants, whereas though he should be focused on people who are really homeless. We're talking about the really homeless people. HBT says, who you got for Saturday's fight? David or Morel? I'm going for Benavidez. Cece says, what do you consider as disrespectful? Racist people. Racist people. EFP said, these executive orders aren't affecting one group of people, and it's so sad. We have to continue to be a praying group of people. All right. Y'all can give your last closing remarks as we close. We're gonna close this thing out in a bit. We're gonna close this thing out in a bit. I definitely appreciate y'all for coming on here, having a small conversation, or whatever the case may be, on questions and answers. You know how we do it once in a while. And EFP says, I have to start cutting my son's hair myself. Any tips on clippers and trimmers? Good question. Wall clippers. Do you know how to cut hair? You know what I mean? Would this be your first time cutting hair? You know what I mean? So I have to start cutting my son hair myself. Wow. Henry Ross says, what do you say about them high taxes that they have out there in Cali that is not sparking a lot of homeless? Well, I'm in North Carolina, so I don't know too much about that as far as like the high taxes in California. But I think Prodigal Son, he's from out there, and he talks about, you know, how high, you know, Cali is for the most part. I think California, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, you know, is a very, very, to me, I think is a very high area as far as like, you know, just in general. You know what I mean? All right. G-Money says, you've had a choice to eat from 2 entrees. He said fried chicken, macaroni and cheese. Neither. I don't eat cabbage. I don't eat green beans. I don't eat mac and cheese. You know what I mean? I don't eat none of that. I eat fried chicken and a baked chicken. That's it. You know? So I either pick one, fried chicken, throw all the rest of the stuff in the garbage. You know, I don't eat much soul food. You know? All right. So with the clippers, wall trimmers, wall got some good trimmers too. I don't think you want to cut with trim with a straight razor. You know what I mean? Straight razor sharpens out the shape ups, or whatever the case may be. It just have a straight razor have more of a sharper look for the most part. You know, but yeah, wall clippers are pretty decent. You know, I'd say, and I think Andis trimmers, you know what I mean, are pretty good. G-Money says, you are missing out. My mom is making number 2 on Sunday. I will feast and enjoy it. Me personally, I can't eat it because it upsets my stomach. Henry Ross says, what about eating chitterlings? No, I can't eat that stuff. No way. Y'all talking about chitterlings, macaroni and cheese and green beans? That's disgusting. Yuck. You know? All right, we're going to end this thing. I hope everybody have a wonderful night, a wonderful evening, a wonderful dinner, or whatever you got going on. We probably have a biblical conversation on Saturday. You know? EFP says, first time YouTube University. Oh, man, your first time cutting hair? Whew. Wow. Who's a good barber on YouTube? 360 Jeezy, he's all right. I think some cat named Bean, something like that. But 360 Jeezy, he's a good barber. Who else? There's a couple of other good barbers on here and whatnot, but it's your first time cutting hair. Whew. Wow. Wow. I mean, just don't mess up. You know? Don't mess up. Don't mess up. Don't go, if you're cutting the hair, if you're cutting it this way, if you zooming it that way, you know, that's against the grain. Don't go against the grain and with the grain. You got to do it. If you're going to go with the grain, go with the grain. You know? Follow the hair pattern. Whatever his hair pattern is, follow it. Follow it. You know? It's just gonna be all messed up, patchy. You go against the grain, with the grain, you know. So yeah, 360 Jeezy, good barber, and I hope everybody have a wonderful night. I'm Tony Harvin. I'm signing off. I'm out. Peace.